Welcome to my channel. If you are in the US, I hope you had an awesome Thanksgiving, and can you even believe that it is already after Thanksgiving and we are gearing up for Christmas? We just had a huge snow yesterday here in the mountains, which I love so much, and as you can see, I've already decorated for Christmas. I don't know if you guys are those that like to decorate early or if you like to wait until after Thanksgiving for sure. I used to work for Macy's, and of course we had to start getting our Christmas decorations up like in September, and people always had mixed feelings about it. Some loved it, some didn't like it so much. So let me know in the comments below if you are a strictly after Thanksgiving Christmas decorator or if you like to put up your decorations as soon as possible. But I was super excited to have mine up with the cozy snow in the background. It just makes everything so fun and cozy and wintry. You guys may be like me and love making handmade gifts. It's one of my favorite things. I wish I had more time to do it, and I feel like every year I need to start earlier, but somehow I never do, and I'm always scrambling at the end to get these gifts done and also adding way too many things to my plate. Let me know down below if you can relate. But I thought it might be fun to share 8 of my knitting and crochet patterns. There'll be 4 knitting and 4 crochet that I thought would be fun gifts to make for those special people on your list. Some of them might take a little bit longer, and then some are just easy and will whip up really quickly. So let's go ahead and dive into these 8 free knitting and crochet patterns. Tried to add in a mixture of home decor items as well as accessories to give you a wide range of gifts for those special people on your list. I'm going to go ahead and start with my knitting patterns. If you are interested only in the crochet patterns, I will put the timestamp down here, and then of course everything will be linked in the description box below. If you want to check out those patterns, you can just click the link and it will take you straight there. I'll also share just briefly the yarn details, needle size, and gauge in this video as well, so if you want to just browse through quickly and see if there are any that you're interested in, I will put that in a slide after each of the designs. So first up might be a little ambitious to get done before Christmas, but if you are a fast knitter or you know that you can get it done because of using the bulky yarn, then I say go for it. I think it would be an awesome gift. It's my Lines and Dots throw blanket pattern. This is one of my favorite patterns. It is a newer pattern for me. I think I came out with it on my blog possibly 6 months ago or something like that, but I absolutely love this blanket. It uses We Are Knitters the wool, so it uses that super chunky and squishy yarn that works up really nicely and really quickly, and it's so satisfying to have a blanket that whips up so quickly. I really think this would be a perfect gift for those special people in your life that love unique details. I think that the stitch detailing on this is just the coolest. It is very unique and just gives so much visual interest. Another great thing about this pattern is that there are no ends to weave in. So instead of weaving in all of those ends, you make them into tassels at the end. That's also another thing that makes this a fast blanket to work up. Not only does it have the super bulky yarn, but also has no ends to weave in at the end, which is just a win-win in my book. I will link my blog post down below that has the written instructions as well as schematics for your entire blanket and a full video tutorial for the blanket. Next up for my knitting patterns is the All About the Yarn pillow. This pillow I made when we first moved to Colorado. We actually were still not sure where we were going to live. It was quite the adventure. If you want to check out more about our journey to Aspen, Colorado, I'll link that down below as well. I was making this pillow sort of as a way to stay sane, and I was using up scrap yarn because I had a giant bin of yarn that I wanted to use up. I thought it would be fun to mix textures and weights of yarn to create a lot of visual interest, and so this yarn uses Knit Collage Wanderlust yarn in the color Frolic for the front, and the back is Hobby Lobby I Love This yarn in the color Linen, I believe, and then the bobbles are Wool Ease Thick and Quick. I also love the mixture of knitting and crochet. I just love any opportunity to add in more texture and visual interest, so these bobbles are a super cute and whimsical way to add a little fun to your pillow. There is a full blog post with written instructions. It shows you how to seam the pillow together using 2 different weights, as well as a photo tutorial for making your bobble border. If you are new to crochet or only know a little bit of crochet, I think you could still do it. It's really a pretty easy border once you get the hang of it. Of course, you could always add in your own border if you wanted to. I think it's just a super cool and unique pillow with all of the different weights and textures, plus you can use up some scrap yarn, which is always a win. Next up for my free knitting patterns that would make great gifts is the Color Outside the Lines beanie. This beanie I made last winter. I have a worsted weight version for the adults and a super bulky version for the kids. Both of them are free on my blog and you will find links to both of them down below. But I just love the pattern on this beanie. I just think it looks really cool. You can also use up scrap yarn for your secondary color on this beanie. I love a double brim. I don't know if you guys are like me, but I just have such an obsession with the double brim. It's so cozy and I feel like looks so stylish and expensive at the same time. So this beanie I used We Are Knitters, the petite wool in fuchsia and ochre, I believe. They were leftovers from my Marfa sweater kit that I had, but I just think it is a super fun beanie. It works up really quickly, especially the kids version. And of course you can add a fur pom or no pom. I also have one that I recently put in my fall vlog video. I had actually frogged a sweater and used that yarn for it, but I didn't put a pom on that one. I love it with a pom, without a pom. You could use a yarn pom or a fur pom. I just love that there are lots of options with this. So if you're needing an adult beanie and a kid's beanie, I think this is a great pattern. Last of my knitting patterns, number 4 on the list, is my Bright Fade beanie. This is one of my most popular patterns and it is actually not only free on my blog, but is a free PDF download. So you can download it on there and have it and keep it in your pattern library. It is a great basic beanie. I love to mix it up with different colors. I've done it solid color, 2 colors, 3 colors. I just think that it is a super fun beanie. This is a great beanie if you live somewhere cold and sometimes even need a beanie inside, or if you're just having a bad hair day. I think this beanie is great. I wear mine all the time and literally make probably a new one a year, I would say. I think this is a great pattern for that person who you're not quite sure what to give them, but you know that they could possibly use a beanie. It's just a great basic, a great classic beanie. You can put a pom on it, no pom, just so many options with it. Definitely one of my favorites, one of my most popular, and I think would make a perfect gift for Christmas. So now let's go ahead and dive into my free crochet patterns that I think would make great gifts. First up, I thought it would be fun to start with my Tunisian crochet simple stitch table runner. I made this last year because I wanted to spruce up my Christmas decor and I wanted to add it to the vintage TV that my grandfather-in-law made. It is such a beautiful piece and I thought that it would just be so perfect to have some little Christmas decorations on and just make a whole scene on it. So I thought it would be a good base for that. Now that we've moved, I'm using it on my dining room table, but it is a great pattern. It is so easy. Never done Tunisian crochet before. I think this is a great first project. Simple stitch is a wonderful stitch to learn if you are just a beginner with Tunisian crochet. I think this is my second Tunisian crochet project. My first was a sweater and I put off doing Tunisian crochet forever because I don't know. I didn't know how to do it. It was just one of those things. You know how you put those things off. Well, it is so easy. Can I just tell you, I feel like honestly it is even easier than regular crochet. Like I've said that before and I truly believe it. But I have a step-by-step photo tutorial on how to do the Tunisian crochet simple stitch on my blog. So that is all a part of the blog post. I also have instructions on how to add the pom-pom detail and the slip stitch detail. You of course don't have to add those. You can kind of customize it however you want. You can customize the length of this runner. It's just one of those great methodical projects that you can sit down at night and just repeat stitches, and I just love it so much. I also think this Tunisian crochet runner is great because you can customize it whether you want it to be just for Christmas or if you're making it for a gift because you know someone would want it for something in their house. You can make it for just everyday use. I definitely want to make another one just to use year round, and then of course I've got my Christmas one too. I just think it is a great gift. I also have a video tutorial for this, so that is all included in the blog post and I will link that down below. Number 2 on my list of free crochet patterns that I think would make great gifts is my Llama love pillow. This is also one of my favorite patterns. I love llamas and alpacas so much. I don't know if you're like me, but I just absolutely love them. I think they're the cutest, and so they definitely inspired this design for me. I use Fair Isle crochet with this pillow and it is not hard at all. I've also got a step-by-step photo tutorial on how to do Fair Isle crochet. I have plans in the future to make a video on how to do Fair Isle crochet, but I absolutely love this pillow. It is perfect for those animal lovers, or if you know that they love llamas and alpacas, this is a perfect gift for those people in your life. I think this pillow is even more special to me now. Of course, when I made it, we had not yet stayed on the ranch with alpacas. After we moved to Colorado, we stayed on a ranch with alpacas and we just fell in love with them. So I just have an even greater love for llamas and alpacas after that. And I think it is super fun to watch this llama come to life as you are working those stitches. I love the texture, and you can just kind of play around with all sorts of different textures of yarn. I chose this kind of eyelash yarn from Hobby Lobby. And on the back it has a combination of the furry yarn and then a solid. I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby. All the yarns I used in this pillow are from Hobby Lobby, but I'll be sure to link those down below as well. I just love this pattern so much, and I think it is a super cute and whimsical pattern. You can see it also has those baubles that I love, those signature baubles. I don't know if you're like me, but I always love having more pillows, throw pillows, pillows for your bed. Of course, my husband is gonna be like, you have way too many pillows, but I just think that they are so fun and make such a great gift. Number 3 on my crochet pattern list is perfect for the plant lover in your life. The best part about this pattern is you can make it as a hanger version or just a plant pot cozy version. That is the Wavy Waves plant hanger and plant pot cozy pattern. This pattern is super cool and unique. I feel like it gives kind of the vibe of macrame and that retro 70s feel, but in crochet. I love the asymmetrical pattern of the stitches, and then of course the embellishments. I think my favorite is probably the hanger, but I also love the cozy. I think they're both fun. You can kind of play around with colors and different yarns. You could use up scrap yarn for this. This would be a great scrap yarn project. I use sugar and cream cotton for these plant holders because I just love the kind of matte finish and the great texture that it has. I feel like it just even more feels like kind of macrame cord or something like that. I think this is just a super fun way to embellish your plant pots. I think that any plant lover in your life would love this gift. We've now made it to the last pattern on my list of knitting and crochet gift ideas, and that is the Aspen Mountain Beanie. It's one of my most popular patterns, and I believe was my last video that I just made for it, a step-by-step tutorial. So if you are a video person, I've got that. If you like to read written instructions, I've got that on my blog as well. You'll find all of that through the link in the description box below. This is such a great pattern because it is fast, it is easy, but still really stylish. And if you are new to crochet but really want to make some handmade gifts, I think this is a perfect place to start because it really works up quickly. You might learn a couple new stitches. There are photo tutorials for all of the special stitches in the beanie. Also go over them in the video so you are covered if you aren't quite sure how to do some of those stitches. But I just think this is a great gift because it is so fast to make, and if you just are scrambling for a last minute handmade gift, I think this is the perfect gift for that. Thank you guys so much for joining me for these 8 crochet and knitting. Do you hear my cat? Saying, come here. I think he wants to say hi. Say hi, Nando. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Thank you guys so much for joining me for these 8 knitting and crochet gift ideas. I hope you found some awesome patterns to make gifts for those special people on your list, or possibly even yourself. I always love finding new patterns, especially free ones, so I hope that that was enjoyable for you guys. I hope you guys all have a wonderful holiday season and a great time with your family and friends. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to join me for all the fun crochet and knit things. Thanks so much for watching.